Alright, so let's get started. So let me see if it's even recording. Alright, so let's get started. So just as I promised you guys the last video, that I was going to start a series of where I'm going to tell you guys how to get these specific jobs, just in case you guys want to get reminded. How to get a job in construction, inventory, cashier, as a machine operator, working for IT tech in the hospitals, working as a desktop support for POS systems, as a call center also, being how to get a job as a receptionist, lawyer, administrative assistant for any hospital, stuff like that. So all those jobs I got, and there's always a specific way to get all those and how to pretty much do such a great job in the interviews, do any of that stuff. And yeah, alright, so pretty much we're going to talk about construction today. The next video, obviously, we're going to be talking about inventory. The next video, you already know the ones that I said. So let's get started with construction. So in construction, I ended up getting, that was my very first job as after I got out of high school. So this was in 2013. I ended up getting scammed by a lot of people on Craigslist. Obviously, I'm 18 years old. I'm anxious to get a job. I don't know what to do because I have to go into college. So I was like, all right, well, let's start looking on Craigslist. So I started looking on Craigslist, and I started seeing this guy post like, hey, get paid a lot of money every week or whatever, and you'll get really good commission if you end up selling this vacuum. So obviously I went. I got I ended up getting scammed really bad. Well, I mean, it was a real job, but we had to actually investigate rich people and how they spend their money on credit cards and all this stuff. And knowing that they can spend a lot of money, we knew that they actually could pay $4,000 for this vacuum that can shampoo, that can paint, that can do so much stuff that a normal vacuum should not be doing. So after that, and they're like, all right, you can go on break, but this is what we're pretty much going to be working on. So I was like, all right, I'm getting out of here. This is such a bad scam. So after that, I was like, all right, whatever. I don't really want to be working here anyways. So I just left. So then obviously my parents, they were like, well, you should get a job where you go clean, and I mean, you look clean and you can wear a tie or whatever, like an office job. I was like, oh, okay, well, you need a lot of experience to get that, so I don't have any. I'm just barely getting out of high school. So what I did, I saw that they were hiring for in the company that my dad was working in. So my dad, his whole life, ever since he was like really, really young, he probably started at 14, 15 years old or maybe younger, working in construction. So all his life he's been working in construction. He's such a great worker at it, and he knows a lot. So pretty much he taught me a lot. Well, when we moved into our new house, we started doing a lot of construction. We started doing shingles, plumbing, building a porch, building a shed, everything from scratch. I mean, I learned a lot. I learned how to read a tape measure. I knew a lot of stuff. So I'm sorry if you don't have a dad. I'm sorry if you don't have a lot of family that you can probably do construction with. But I highly suggest you go with someone that you know that's gonna like go help them. Obviously, don't charge them if they pay you. That's great, but just go help them out. Go shout at them, and see how they build a fence, how they build anything that you can get your hands on, how to get your hands dirty. I mean, pretty much how to read a tape measure, ask questions like, hey, how do I read the tape measure and stuff? Oh, is this 3/4? Is this 5/8? Like all those measures and stuff, because I'm telling you this, they are going to ask you the very first thing they ask in construction. Do you know how to read a tape measure? You don't need to know the sixteenths, but you do need to know like the main measures and stuff. And it's really easy. I mean, there's nothing. It's not a big deal. The thing is, one thing you should get in mind is that when you're going into construction, um, you people in construction usually have a really high demand. for a lot of people, and obviously a lot of people end up quitting just because, I mean, if they're working outside, like if this is a construction company that works outside, yeah, they do pay a lot, but I mean, it's really hot outside sometimes. There's no fresh air. You're just in the main hot air, and it can just get pretty really hard. But obviously, it's really rewarding because of the pay. And so a lot of people quit most of the time. I was lucky enough to work in an indoor um, construction, manufacturing homes and stuff like that. But yeah, so in the interview, they're gonna ask you like all these questions and stuff. But just keep in mind to build your confidence, and that's the way that I build mine. Is that these people in construction, they have a high demand on, hey, we need to finish 5 apartments, 5 houses today. Literally in 8 hours, we have to do 5 of these 4 houses or whatever. So they have to finish that goal. In order for them to finish that goal, they need a lot of people. So if they still need to do the hiring process through human resource and do the interview, the typical thing to get the job, but they're gonna hire you anyways because they really need that person. Sometimes they sometimes even hire people I've seen that do have no idea what they're doing. They've never been in construction. They've never done anything, but obviously they need money. But that's when we come in, and the typical construction workers, like we go and train them and stuff, which is not a problem. But yeah, they will end up hiring you no matter what because they really need those people. But after like interviewing me for like 5 minutes, there's like my ex boss. She said, "All right, well, I think can you make it here Monday morning at 7 o'clock? Can you start?" I'm like, yes, I can. I sure can. So, like, obviously, because she heard, hey, can you read tape measure? Yes, I can. Have you had construction experience? Yes, I can. I built this, I built that. And I think what kind of helped it also is, hey, my dad's been working here for 14 years, and I can tell you that pretty much anything that he knows, I kind of know a fraction of it. And they're like, all right, cool. So the thing is, in construction, they will move you a lot. They will move you here, and they will. I was in pre-finished, so pretty much all I did was cabinet setting for the kitchens, and I set up cabinets every single day. I had to do at least 4 houses where I had to build a whole kitchen. It was actually pretty fun. Really not that bad, especially with the people that you hang out with. Usually, like the people that are really good hard workers and stuff, and you have them as a team. It usually make things a little bit more interesting, a little bit more fun, and obviously you always want to be competing with each other, and it just makes it a lot more fun. If you can make your job fun, then it's just good. The day is gonna go by a little bit faster. But yeah, so in the interview they will ask us like, hey, how can you contribute better to, or what's the best what's the question, how are you a great fit for this position, how can you contribute to the company, what will you be able to do. Lucky enough, I'm bilingual, so I said anybody who needs bilingual assistance, Spanish and English, I should be able to help them. Which, of course, when I said that, they're like, "All right, well, we're actually gonna let you do morning meetings, like safety meetings, and you're gonna translate English to Spanish, Spanish to English." And that's what I was doing. So yeah, I was actually there in construction for about a year. I ended up getting really, really sick, and I wasn't able to go to work and stuff. So I had to actually quit because I knew that this was going really bad. I ended up getting such really, really bad sickness because when I was doing the cabinets, I was opening the electrical power cords. Like I had to do like the holes for it. So a lot of I don't know what it's called in English. A lot of like this dust was going inside my mouth a lot. Even though I was closing my mouth, I still had my nostrils, so it was going in through there. And overall, through the time, I mean, working there for a year, it just got really, really bad, and I got really, really sick. A lot of people thought it was like allergies or something, but no, it was everything that was breathing in there. But then again, it was indoor, so maybe if it was outdoor, you could breathe the fresh air. But yeah, pretty much like the construction interviews are really, really chill, and they will not ask you as many questions because they just all they want to know is, can you lift up to 75 pounds or more or and stuff, and are you like capable of lifting and stuff? Do you have any type of back issues or anything? Because yes, you will always be carrying heavy stuff and you will be assisting other people. Can you stay overtime? Usually overtime is a big deal because a lot of people want to go like if we start at 7, want to leave at 3 or so, and people don't want to stay more overtime. But I mean, at the end of the day, I was getting paid every week, and I loved getting paid every week, and it was a really good paycheck for somebody who was 18 years old. So yeah, like you should not be worried at all to for an interview in construction. Like anything that you're doing, framing, plumbing, or whatever, it goes for the same thing. um, so yeah, so hopefully this helps. Any questions that you have, please comment. I will respond. I always respond to anybody who comments. The next video will be how I got my next job, which was my inventory job. All right, well, stay tuned.